Resuming debate, the honourable member for Thunder Bay, Rainy River.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm proud to stand in this House today and highlight the many positive investments Budget 2017 makes in Northern Ontario and how these investments will benefit the people who live, work and play in Thunder Bay, Rainy River. Our government is committed to moving forward on its plan to make a meaningful impact in the lives of Northern Ontarians, and Budget 2017 does just that. Under the previous government, significant cuts were made to FedNor, causing economic hardships across the region. With Budget 2017, FedNor will receive an additional $25 million increase over 5 years to promote job creation and economic growth in Northern Ontario. I, along with my colleagues in the Northern Ontario Caucus, are pleased with the dedication to strengthening our economy and recognizing the key role our region plays in Canada's economy as a whole. The Minister of Innovation, Science and Economic Development also launched the Prosperity and Growth Strategy for Northern Ontario, a targeted approach to economic development through innovation. This strategy will focus on ways to build on the unique strengths and competitive advantages that Northern Ontario has in mining, resources, agricultural, amongst other sectors. The strategy will identify ways for these sectors to seize new opportunities in emerging industries, such as clean technology, and develop new businesses that will create the well-paying jobs of today and tomorrow for Northern Ontarians. This regional strategy for Northern Ontario is part of the Government of Canada's Innovation and Skills Plan, an ambitious effort to make Canada a world-leading centre for innovation that will create more well-paying jobs and grow the middle class. The goal of this plan is to encourage innovation and attract global investment in every region of the country. It will provide Canadians with the support they need, where they live and work, to continuously learn, enhance their skill set, and be equipped for jobs of the future. On top of this, Budget 2017 invests $2 billion into infrastructure projects in rural and remote communities. This will have a real impact on families in Ontario's north. No longer will FedNor serve as a catch-all for projects in Ontario's north. This shift will free up important FedNor dollars that then can be invested in innovation and economic development, which is why FedNor was initially created. This is an important change in how our government addresses the needs in Northern Ontario. Growing our economy in Northern Ontario means investing in our people and making smart investments. Budget 2017 is assisting in transforming Northern Ontario into a world-leading centre for innovation, creating more good, well-paying careers that will help strengthen and grow the middle class. We are taking measures to ensure that our forest industry is innovating and growing new opportunities for expansion, such as the partnership between Resolute Forest Products, FP Innovations and Lakehead University at Resolute's facility in Thunder Bay. Our government is also supporting early-stage mineral exploration through the extension of the Mineral Exploration Tax Credit. Budget 2017 will also create a new strategic innovation fund to attract, support, and grow Canadian businesses in areas such as agri-food, digital, clean tech, and advanced manufacturing. Northern Ontarians also know the importance of having access to reliable, fast internet. Our government is working hard to ensure people in Thunder Bay, Rainy River, and across the country have access to high-speed internet. Through Budget 2017, we are supporting the Affordable Access Program for low-income families and the expansion of high-speed broadband for rural communities. This is in addition to Budget 2016's $500 million to support expansion of high-speed broadband for rural communities. This means that in future, families, individuals, and small business owners in Murillo, Kakabeka Falls, Barwick, Mine Centre, and across the riding will be able to enjoy the benefits of reliable and fast service that broadband provides. Mr. Speaker, when I was knocking on doors in Thunder Bay, Rainy River, many community members also expressed concern over access to health care services. Through health funding agreements with Ontario, we are providing additional support so families can get the mental health care and home care they need. We are also improving access to pharmaceuticals to help lower the cost of prescription medication and make sure people in Thunder Bay, Rainy River can afford medications. Thanks to Budget 2017, Northern Ontarians will have better access to the health services they deserve. We're also working to create good, well-paying middle-class jobs. Budget 2017 helps Canadians to get skills they need through employment insurance without fear of losing benefits. We're also supporting greater career flexibility for parents with young children, with the creation of up to 40,000 new early learning and childcare spaces over the next 3 years. These investments are about growing the economy in Northern Ontario, supporting families, and investing in our future. I cannot speak to the positive benefits of Budget 2017 has on my riding of Thunder Bay Rainy River without noting the continued commitment this government has to renewing the relationship with Canada's Indigenous people. Budget 2017 builds on the historic $8.4 billion investment in Indigenous communities made by our government in Budget 2016. We are improving access to primary care, mental health services, home, palliative care, and greater support for maternal and child health for First Nation and Inuit through an investment of $828.2 million over 5 years. Budget 2017 also invests in protecting, preserving, and revitalizing Indigenous languages and culture. I'm especially proud of the investments Budget 2017 makes in improving access to post-secondary education for Indigenous learners. Our government has committed $90 million to improving the program, which will provide more Indigenous learners with the resources necessary to achieve their academic goals. But we didn't stop there. Budget 2017 invested an additional $25 million over 5 years in Inspire, with an additional leveraging from the private sector of $15 million. Inspire is a nonprofit organization that provides scholarships to over 12,000 Indigenous learners, many of whom are ineligible to receive funding through other programs. We have also invested in Aboriginal Skills and Employment Training, or the ASSETS program, to help them meet the growing demand from Indigenous peoples for skills development and job training. Budget 2017 also renewed support for Pathways to Education Canada, which helps vulnerable youth in Ontario complete school and successfully transition to post-secondary education and employment. Not only do these investments in education mean more Indigenous students will be attaining post-secondary success, but it also means our educational institutes in Northern Ontario, such as Lakehead University, Confederation College, Seven Generations Education, will have more students to serve our region and see more skilled workers enter the workforce. These investments demonstrate our government's commitment to closing the inexcusable education gap that exists for Indigenous Canadians and will mean a better future for all Canadians. The well-being of our veterans is also important, a very important issue in my riding. I've heard from a number of vets in my riding about the positive impact the reopening of our Veterans Affairs Office has had on their lives since the previous government closed the office. The government is committed to ensuring that we deliver the programs and services our veterans need as they transition from military to civilian life. However, there is still more work to be done. Budget 2017 continues that work with support to ensure veterans receive skills training and education they need to succeed, better support for the families of ill and injured veterans, investments in mental health support for veterans at risk. This includes the creation of a Centre of Excellence for PTSD and related mental health conditions that disproportionately affect veterans and their families. Mr. Speaker, these are just some of the ways in which Budget 2017 is addressing the needs of people in Thunder Bay Rainy River. And I'm proud to be a part of a government that is focused on building a better Canada for all Canadians. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech.